It's been a long time since I've been on YouTube, but today I've got a very special video because today I'm comparing what I was looking for in a guy 3 years ago to what I've got now. And I already did my research, so I've got all of those 10 things that I was looking for in a guy with me here today. But let me tell you, while I was doing that research, I was very mature, surprisingly. But at the same time, I was probably the most awkward person I've ever met. Well, I've changed a lot within the past 3 years, and so I think this is a good update video. Real quick, Joshua, I'm gonna start a little scoreboard, so if you get all 10 of these points, you get panini points.
1. The guy that I find attractive must not be too cocky.
I actually don't think that Joshua is cocky at all. I think that he's a very confident person, and the only time that he's really cocky is when he tries to joke around with it, which I'm totally fine with, because as long as you're not like seriously a cocky person and your whole being isn't like, oh, I'm so great, then you're fine. As long as it's a joke, I can take jokes, that's fine. So plus 1 point.
Number 2, is the guy must be caring.
In my old video, I used the example of how the person shouldn't be like selfish in the sense that they sacrifice you in a zombie apocalypse. Well, today I'm like bringing it back to some more realistic terms. In that sense, I think that Joshua is like the most caring person I've ever met. He's so conscious of me, our surroundings, our future plans, and in general just looking out for others, and I think that's super awesome. So plus 1 point.
Number 3 is that the guy, he really has to have a good sense of humor.
He actually has a very similar sense of humor to mine. That sense of humor consists of memes, Key and Peele skits, and to be honest, farts, like anything to do with farts. And I know that sounds disgusting, but before you start judging real hard, it does matter where the farts are coming from. If it's coming from somebody that generally looks uncleanly or that you know is uncleanly, then the idea of the fart coming from that person is a little bit more disgusting. But if it's like from your significant other and you know that they take showers regularly, or if it's somebody that you can kind of look up to in a sense, it's not that bad actually. Anyways, plus 1 point.
Number 4 is that I really need the guy to be open-minded.
This man is so open-minded. And I'm so flabbergasted by how open-minded he can be, because when I was saying this 3 years ago, I thought that I was open-minded, but I realized that open-minded not only means that you're very accepting of the things that happens around you, but you also have a very open heart to the things that are going on around you and the people that you surround yourself with and people that come into your life without you intentionally putting them there, and just having that very genuine kindness when addressing those situations. For example, Joshua is so awesome. When I tell him things that he does that bugs me, he never really gets mad. He just absorbs it. He changes in a way that both I can feel comfortable and I feel respected. So plus 1 point.
Number 5, the guy has to be honest.
For the most part, he's honest with me. I'll give him a half a point.
The guy has to be selfless.
So this one is kind of similar to the caring point that I had mentioned earlier already. In my previous video, I stated specifically that I wanted the guy to be very child-loving, like he just gets along with children really well. And he does. Joshua does, absolutely. He loves my siblings so much. He just loves kids in general. But by being with him, I've kind of acknowledged I'm a little selfish and I want all his time to myself. I got what I asked for, plus 1 point.
The guy has to be adventurous.
He is very adventurous. Always willing to try new things, travel to new places, and travel to see me. It's a long-distance relationship, so it's pretty difficult, but he's always willing to be adventurous just to see me. Plus 1 point.
I would really like the guy to be spontaneous.
He's definitely pretty spontaneous, especially that first time that he came to make that visit to see me. that very first time, he only stayed a day and he came to see my show and he made that decision on a whim. But in general, he's definitely the type of guy that wants to plan things to follow through with, which I don't mind at all either, because that's somebody that I can imagine my future with, you know? Somebody that I can count on to make plans with or for me. He also surprises me with a bunch of his random thoughts and just the unique person that he is, plus 1 point.
The guy should be committed.
This man is so driven. He's got dreams, he's got ambitions, and the people that are around him that are important to him, he does consciously try to have good relationships with them, especially with his friends and family, and our relationship in general. Whenever we hit some conflicts or some tough times in our relationship, whether that be arguing over stupid little things or just a disagreement in general, he doesn't rest until he has that conflict resolved, and he's always willing to communicate and try to fix things up before we move on to the next thing. Plus 1 point.
He has to be independent. He can't be clingy.
Oh, he's clingy. When we first started talking, he wasn't that clingy, but now he's clingy. And I think it's just because over the time that he started to know me a little bit more, he just wants my love and attention all the time. And it might be like the things that I did rubbed off on him, because I know for sure that I'm a little clingy, and it's because when I have somebody to myself, I want them all to myself. I'm a little selfish in that sense, but it's okay. I acknowledge it and I take full responsibility for it, and I am clingy, but he's also definitely clingy, and that's not something that I was looking for, but surprisingly, it's kind of cute sometimes, and because he's somebody that I care about, it makes me feel like I'm also cared about by him. So, it's okay. I mean, he doesn't get the point because the point was that he was not supposed to be clingy. So plus 0 points. So that's 8.5 out of 10 points. Joshua needed a 10 out of 10 to get the needed points. But here's the real catch. Here comes the bonus round! And then we'll do this little. So actually being in a relationship opened up a lot more realities than I expected. For example, sometimes I throw tantrums because I don't get things the way that I want them, and yet no matter how bad I feel like I messed up, like he'll never want to talk to me again because I was acting so jealous about that one girl that said have a nice day to him, so extra nice. And was she even pretty? What, was she Asian? Because I know that Joshua doesn't like other ethnicities besides Asians mostly. And do I have any competition with her? Should I be concerned about the girl that worked at Burger King? Should I be concerned that Joshua is going to talk to her? And I feel like this is so crazy of me. This is so crazy. Why am I so crazy? Joshua can date any girl in the world without them being crazy. Why would he want to stick with me? And no matter how bad I think I messed up, he always gives me a place of understanding. Plus 1 point to your amazing patience, Joshua. Another thing that I've learned is a very important trait is the trait of vulnerability. Because without the trait of vulnerability within your partner, there's really no room to grow as a person or together in your relationship. So plus half a point. There is so much more that I can mention about Joshua's amazing personality, but we're already at 10 out of 10, so let's just stop it there because any more compliments, Joshua's ego might explode. Well, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like, comment down below if you have anything to say, and subscribe so you can see more of me without having to search my name in the search bar. But if you want to know, it's ANASTI, her, like that's her over there, HER. That's all you have to search up in the search bar. But I'm just saying, subscribing would probably be a lot easier. Anyways, have a great day. Bye. Or night. Bye.